BK, I don't know if you kind of had any expectations tonight, but did any of them include being up 4-0 at halftime?
No, well, I shouldn't say no, but going into the game, obviously coming off of 2 back-to-back losses, really the biggest message was we have to right the ship. We have to right the ship in just the level of our performance, the level of our intensity. We've had issues just taking too much time to catch our stride in the game, and so it's been a repeated message all week, and like I said, just righting the ship and making sure that we are foot on the gas from the very first whistle and not 30 minutes in, 5 minutes in, 3 minutes in, right? It's from the very get-go. So that's been our big message all week, and I think the girls responded really well. So we still have a ways to go, and we still have a lot of work to do, but I think they're getting themselves back on track in the right way, and we've been really happy with training and obviously a great performance tonight.
You can say all those things to them and then not execute it well. So what did it take, I guess, physically and mentality-wise to execute that tonight?
Yeah, I think we've just been a lot more demanding in training throughout the week. We're harping on all of the little things a little bit harder than we usually do, and obviously this game carries a lot of emotion just because of our relationship with Paulie and some of the players on the other team, and the girls that our community knows and we know and we've spent a lot of time with. So I think that obviously provides a little bit of extra spark, and then just after the game, making sure the girls understand the message that this can't be just a Lexington performance. This has to be a day in, day out performance with every game that we play for the rest of the season.
I want to ask you about Reese, her first goal for the club. I don't know her very well, but obviously with the amount that her dad's involved in the club. And
yeah.
What's that moment like for her?
I think it's obviously very special for her because she played for Paulie for the last couple of years in our youth program with DCNL, and then obviously she's made a couple appearances with the W League team. So that's a little bit of a special one for me. She made her first appearance in 23 with Emma Johnson. So she's been kind of in and out of the team over the last couple of years, and she's a kid that I've known literally since she was born. Her dad was my youth coach for most of my youth career, and honestly probably my biggest inspiration for getting into coaching, and he's done a ton for me throughout my life as well, both on and off the soccer field. But I really don't truthfully think I wouldn't be here coaching at all if it weren't for Joseph Hockey. So that is a really special moment because I grew up babysitting Reese as a kid, and now she gets to coach her in the youth academy, and then for her to feature in a W League game and score what I feel is a really quality goal as well, it's just extra special.
Back to that first half, I had another question about that. I think until those last 5 minutes when you piled on a couple more, it felt like on the balance of play, even though you're up 2-0, things felt pretty equal. So I guess did it kind of come down to just being clinical tonight?
No, it was a really good game. I thought Lexington played really well. They caused all sorts of problems for us just in the way that they play with their system, and obviously some of the really dynamic players that they have. But I told the girls that the first thing I said in the locker room today was, if we hit another crossbar, I will stand up and vomit everywhere on the sideline. So we have to be cleaner, we have to be more clinical. We spent a bit more time finishing and in and around goal and training over the last week and a half as well, and so I think just paying attention to the little details and making sure we're harping on the things that we need to have really made the difference tonight.
Small margin of error in the rest of the season moving forward, but what can tonight do for your chances to try and go grab this league?
I think honestly it's just a little bit more of a confidence boost for us more than anything. I think it shows that, again, Lexington's a very good team, and when we go out and we play at our top level, we're a very good soccer team and we'll be very competitive. So it's just, again, keeping that mentality and keeping that energy and the intensity going forward, and understanding that we got to win games for the rest of the season.
When they're in offense, when they're going forward, Paulie seems to play like a two-back, flood the midfield. Can you just speak to how your midfield stifled all of that?
So just from a tactical perspective, I think it's taken us a little time to find some cohesion because it is a lot of new players this year, and so just in the midfield, in the back line, obviously Grace Barr helps tremendously with what she does from a vocal standpoint, Emily Edwards from a vocal standpoint, those two, what they bring to us just from an organizational standpoint. But we've been really working with Ali Pinto, who plays at the base of the diamond, and it's just keeping players organized through communication when we have to pass players on and when we have to shift based on what they were doing when they were trying to switch the point of attack or pressing an extra defender higher. And so it required some extra work from the midfield, and it required actually our forwards to do a little bit of extra defending. So, I mean, props to them. They try to take one of our attackers out of the play and make them defend a little bit more. And I think just the work rate from the midfield really helped put that all together tonight.
Anything else you want to add?
All good. Really appreciate all the fans being here as always. Just good to see everybody.